there is no spring game between Syracuse and Colorado, which, by the way, a lot of coaches called me up and like, do you think that could really happen?
Real fast, I think it can happen, but just not this year. Like, that's the one thing, like, I definitely learned from, working in conference life was how slow the wheels turn on change with things. And I think from what I had read in the results about it was that it's not that it necessarily was a bad idea, but it theoretically gave Colorado and Syracuse an advantage over all the other schools that like basically didn't think of this.
Yeah.
Like that they're able to do this. So it's like, okay, like cool idea, but like let's put it into a thing where we can then have it available to everyone. Okay. So I think this is something we could see in the future. I don't know if we will or won't, but I think the timing of it more than anything is what killed that this year.
Okay, so let me give you one thought on that. The idea, huge fan of. We've heard a version of this before. Never came from Coach Prime at a press conference, which is, as we referenced earlier, like everything he says has just different legs than any other coach. I love the move from Fran Brown at Syracuse to be like, engage in that thing immediately. Like, brilliant, man. That tip, right? To that point, to me, so much is going to change between now and next year. I've referenced this June OTA thing. I think it's coming, right? And I think there'll be a world where two teams can come together, but it will be after any window applies to you being able to transfer. Right. Let's just start with that. And that makes a ton of sense, right? 2, if I was the commissioner that doesn't exist in major college football, you would have to do it, to me, with group of 5 teams that are nearby. Like, let's love up on some. San Jose State and Stanford, do it, right? Like Eastern Washington and Washington State, do it. Like Portland State and Oregon, do it. Like,
I was gonna say, even the FCS, even going to the FCS.
Yeah, like it's thud. Like it's like the NFL. Yeah. Like you're just practicing, right? Like, and let's just be real about it. Like Oregon's going to evaluate already everybody at Portland State. They've done it. Players from there have already left and gone to Oregon. Like that, we know that to be true. So 15 years ago, 12 years ago, like Cooper Kupp will eventually be playing at UW if Eastern Washington and Washington practice against one another. But that's okay. That's part of it. And I think that's part of the money exchange. Because I think that's the thing in here of like, if I'm a head coach and you say to me, all right, we've got to pay, let's just pretend I'm Jed Fish and it's Eastern Washington. I got to pay them $250,000, right? Because they're not going to pay them a couple million like it's a game. Let's say $250,000 to come. Where's that coming from? Is that coming from my rev share money? Like, what's that? Is that coming from a sponsor? Maybe that's coming from a TV network. Maybe. But I'm not taking it out of my left tackle's pocket to pay Eastern Washington. Like, I can just watch every game and my head of personnel can hit up their agent and be like, hey, we're interested. Yeah. This is the rate. Like, so that's the part of it that I think will be really fun. But I will just continue to urge. I have been on the record and will go again. Farm leagues in college football, that system is already happening. Let's just make it legal. Let's just make it a thing. Texas State and Texas. Why not? Let's just do it. Whatever the schools are, I think it'd be a smart thing for the game. I think it'd be healthy. UAB and Alabama, like whatever it is, fund some of those schools that are underfunded, find a way to pay them, train your young coaches at those places, have a little bit of a pipeline. We see it in high school football in the state of Texas all the time. Like if you go to Austin, like Westlake, that school in Austin, like just a premier school, Cade Klubnik's school, I think the pitcher for the Dodgers, I'm blanking on his name.
Kershaw?
Yeah, Kershaw, Matthew Stafford. Like they got every layer of football down to like 8-year-olds. They're running the same stuff. You know, like, which is crazy, but like it's got alignment, right? So that's my spiel on that.